Today we celebrate an entertainment legend, an individual who was born in Puerto Rico, moved to New York at the age of 5, and performed on Broadway and began her Hollywood adventure as a teenager. Northeastern graduates and alumni can easily identify with her life story of hard work and great success. Ms. Moreno is one of only 8 living performers who have won entertainment's Grand Slam of the industry's most prestigious awards, sometimes called the EGOT Awards, the Emmy, the Grammy, the Oscar, and the Tony. And she is... And ladies and gentlemen, she is the first Latina to be so recognized. Now, she won the Emmy twice, actually, for a variety appearance on The Muppet Show and for a dramatic turn on The Rockford Files. Her Grammy celebrated her performance on the Electric Company album. The Oscar recognized her for her role as Anita in the film version of West Side Story, and she also did also receive the Golden Globe for that performance. And she won the Tony for her comedic triumph as Googie Gomez in Broadway's The Reds. Ms. Moreno also has performed in Chicago theatrical productions, receiving the Sarah Siddon Society Award for Outstanding Performance and the Joseph Jefferson Award for Best Chicago Theater Actress. Ms. Moreno's memoir has been a New York Times bestseller. Just last year, she played the voice of Aunt Mimi in the animated film Rio 2, and she was recently honored as the 50th recipient of the Screen Actors Guild Lifetime Achievement Award. Now, in these few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, I'm simply not able to do justice to the entirety of her accomplishments, nor to the dimensions of her artistic contributions. Ms. Moreno is truly extraordinary. She is extraordinary for her many recognitions, for her creativity and the diversity of her work, for her energy and determination, for her lifelong learning, for the joy she has given to all of us, and for all of her accomplishments.
This lady up there, her name's Janet.
As an institution whose mission is to prepare a diverse community of students for leadership and service in our region and in a dynamic multicultural world, Northeastern Illinois University is proud to honor such an extraordinary individual and to invite her to become a part of the legacy of our university. Therefore, Rita Moreno, in public recognition of merit and distinction, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Northeastern Illinois University, I hereby confer upon you the degree Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa. Congratulations. And now Dr. Moreno will deliver the commencement address to the graduates.
Okay, take 2 aspirin and call me in the morning. Wow. You know, I'm supposed to be a grown-up, and I feel today the way I felt when I first met and was honored by President Barack Obama. I went on stage and I was supposed to shake his hand and bow my head while he put a medal over my head. And I got to the stage, I saw his dazzling smile, shook his hand, he put the medal over my head, and I grabbed him. Ah! I grabbed the president. And his wife was right there, and I just said, "What's a girl to do?" And look at all of you. Wow. I mean, to be be honored by such a fine institution. No doubt you all have worked diligently for a long time to earn the degrees you're about to receive. Think about it. Think about this. It took me just 2 minutes to get a doctorate. And most of you, at least 4 years. Lesson number 1, life is not fair. President Haas, Provost Heldobler, faculty, families, friends, and students, I am more than thrilled to be here today. Actually, at 83 years old, I am more than thrilled to be anywhere today. Oh, it's nothing. When asked to join this very, very special occasion, to be the commencement speaker, I could not possibly say no. And look at you. Oh my God, I'm looking at you. And I'm not thinking only of the fact that you did it. You did some great work. But I'm also thinking of the people around here who made so many sacrifices for you. I mean, that's pretty fabulous. Come on. Yes. Now, I'm supposed to make this quickly because there are 900 of you. Thank you so much. Just kidding. But you're going to leave, you're going to love hearing this. First, to find a job. According to the Department of Labor Statistics, you are likely to have 10 different jobs before you are 40. I was amazed to learn of some rather famous people, and I think you will be too, who had substantial career changes during their lifetime. This fellow was a carpenter who repaired roofs before he became Han Solo, Harrison Ford. She worked in a funeral parlor putting makeup on dead people, Whoopi Goldberg. She was a CIA intelligence officer, a spy until 36, when she became a world-famous chef, Julia Childs. This fellow was fired from his, this is my favorite, was fired from his position as a newspaper editor. They said he lacked imagination and didn't have good ideas. That was Walt Disney. He was a limo driver for strippers and dressed up as a giant chicken in front of El Pollo Loco, waving at cars. Brad Pitt. She was a paralegal and then an oyster shucker, Ellen DeGeneres. After graduating with a law degree from the University of Pisa, he worked as a defense attorney until the age of 34, when he left his job to sing full-time Andrea Bocelli. So, you see, the day you graduate, you don't arrive. This is not the end. This is absolutely the beginning for you. To graduate is to change gradually, to pass by degrees. We call this ceremony a commencement, a start, a convocation, an initiation, a kickoff, an admission, a birth, a genesis, and a curtain raiser. So don't feel guilty for 1 second. If you have not figured your life out just yet, you just keep on graduating. Up until this moment, your primary focus as students has been to acquire knowledge, to learn to reason, to pass the tests, and to complete the degree requirements. Today, we all celebrate those achievements, and then tomorrow, your real quest begins. You get to sleep late, for God's sake. Also, to discover more fully who you are and what you will ultimately become. But beware, it is so easy to become lost in the wilderness of career, to become defined by what you do rather than what you are and who you are. The New York Times columnist David Brooke wrote this. So I've been thinking about the difference between the resume virtues and the eulogy virtues. The resume virtues are the ones you put on your resume, which are the skills you bring to the marketplace. The eulogy virtues are the ones that get mentioned in the eulogy, which are deeper. Who are you in your depths? What is the nature of your relationships? Are you bold? Are you loving? Are you dependable and consistent? And let me add to those qualities, being hopeful. A friend of mine once said to me, Rita, you remind me of a park attendant who goes around picking up pieces of trash on a stick with a nail at the end of it. Only you go around picking up little pieces of hope and putting them in your little brown paper bag. From my childhood, I knew what I wanted to do, but it's taken a lot of living to know who I am. This is indeed a journey. And if you define yourself by applause, you are in so much trouble when there is none. The secret is being controlled by an internal compass that reminds you and guides you to who you are. And you know, sometimes you forget. That's part of my story. When I was 60 years old, it had been 10 years since I'd done a movie, which is a lifetime for an actor. So I was delighted that my agent sent me to try out for a role in a movie directed by a very famous director. I sweated over that script for weeks, every word, every nuance, making sure that I had a great handle on the material. By the time of the audition, I felt so confident that I knew they just had to give me the job. I bounced into the room, and there sat Mr. Major Directors, surrounded by his minions, and I said to him, wow, I can't wait to read this scene for you, to act this scene for you, because I think I really get it. And he glanced down at my script, and an awkward silence fell over the room. Oh, he was English. Oh, no, dear, no. That's not the role we wanted you to read for. We called you in for the part, remember I was 66, of the Mexican whorehouse madam. My agent had given me the wrong part to study. And I thought, the whorehouse madam? Wait a minute. I got an Oscar for West Side Story. I got a Tony for a Broadway play called The Ritz. I got a Grammy for the Electric Company album. I got 2 Emmys. I got an Emmy for The Muppet Show, and I got an Emmy for The Rockford Files. And this thing brought me in for an audition for a role with 2 lines of dialogue in Spanish. Well, you can imagine that my face is aflame with humiliation. I feel stripped of every ounce of my dignity. My life is unraveling, falling down in pieces around my feet. I am diminished. Suddenly, I'm a little 6-year-old Puerto Rican girl again. What do I say to this insensitive piece of insensitivity? What do I say to him? And then it happened. I made eye contact with him, mustered up all of my dignity from some part of me that I had too often willfully forgotten, and I said, I'm sorry, but I don't do Mexican whorehouse madams. "Oh, no, no, darling," he said. "You don't understand." I said, "No, you don't understand." And I deliberately and very, very slowly picked up my things, put my shoulder bag around my shoulder as slowly as I could, though my hands were trembling with rage and embarrassment, and I slowly walked out of the room. It sounds good, doesn't it? The grand theatrical exit with my pride now fully restored. 3 days later, I fell apart. I tried to hide my hurt and shame, but my husband knew. He brushed back my hair, and he wrapped me in his arms. He could do that, my husband. This man knew who I was. He understood my deeper self, and he never let me forget. Now, that was over 20 years ago, but it's absolutely a lesson to practice and work on for a lifetime. Surround yourself with those who love and support you, who believe in you, who do not try to define you, but who challenge you, sharpen you, and remind you of what you can be. Don't ever, ever let anyone interfere with your dream or your focus or your vision. It belongs to you. Thank you.